Good morning, All Saints. It's Thursday morning, the 12th of May. It has been a busy week here at All Saints and in Hoboken. We are busily preparing for the bishop's visit on Saturday morning, along with three other congregations in the Diocese of Newark for the rite of confirmation for, I lost count, I think it's 16 or 17 young people and adults. And I am thrilled that four of our members will be part of that confirmation class this Saturday. We will be live streaming that service. Again, it's at 10 a.m. Saturday morning, and it will be on both our Facebook and our YouTube channel and on the Diocese of Newark YouTube channel as well. And that information will be sent out in the e-news tomorrow. And so I hope that you will join us and pray for these people who are making what we call an adult affirmation of faith, at least in the case of our people, they're definitely adults. In this diocese, one must be at least eighth grade to be confirmed. So I guess we could call them adults too. This morning in morning prayer, I was there's not a commemoration today, so I was following the daily lectionary and a familiar reading from the Gospel of Matthew, but it seemed especially appropriate today. I don't know about you, but everywhere I look, there seems to be conflict going on, sometimes intractable conflict among often often among people who generally agree on most things, but if there's one sticking point, things can get ugly. And maybe it's always been so. I don't know. Right now, it feels as if the climate is particularly heightened with tension. And so this reading from it's part of the Sermon on the Mount, which, as we all know, when we think of the Sermon on the Mount, we think of the Beatitudes, the blessed are. But it goes on for two chapters, and there's a lot of teaching in there. It could be called the core of the gospel. So in Matthew 5, from 21 to 26, we read, You have heard it was said to those of ancient times, You shall not murder, and whoever murders shall be liable to judgment. But I say to you that if you are angry with a brother or sister, you will be liable to judgment. And if you insult a brother or sister, you will be liable to the council. And if you say, You fool, you will be liable to the hell of fire. So when you are offering your gift at the altar, if you remember that your brother or sister has something against you, leave your gift there before the altar and go. First be reconciled to your brother or sister, and then come and offer your gift. Come to terms quickly with your accuser while you're on your way to the court with him, or your accuser may hand you over to the judge, and the judge to the guard, and you will be thrown into prison. Truly, I tell you, you will never get out until you have paid the last penny. I don't know about you. I think about this passage every time I am making an offering in church. Now, I generally, because I am setting the table, I'm not bringing my money forward. But as I set the table, that is part of my offering on behalf of the congregation, the gifts of bread and wine, and preparing those for the celebration of the Eucharist. And I am convicted in that this doesn't say if I have something against somebody. It says if somebody has something against me. And to be reconciled in such circumstances can be a real challenge. First of all, how well do I know that this person has something against me? But it may be something of which I might proclaim my innocence. Um, but still, I think that Jesus is telling us we need to be in conversation with people who have something against us. And I think that's hard, particularly in these days when we seem so polarized, both in theological terms, in the church, in the world, in our political climate. And so I pray about these things. I pray that my thoughts might be turned towards forgiveness and reconciliation instead of condemnation and insult and impatience and basically rejecting any contact with people. I do not have to be friends with those whose views are egregious to me, but I do need to pray for them and to pray that God will work good in their lives. And so that is where I am today, hoping that if we can all offer such prayers and not engage in the anger, doesn't mean don't stand up to people who are spewing hate. I certainly am not saying that, but to do ways in ways that build up rather than tear down. And I don't know if that's possible this side of heaven, but it's what we're supposed to do. So I'm going to try to do that over these next days, and I invite you to join me. So Saturday morning at the church, best probably, unless you're involved in the service, best probably to join us online. Sunday morning, we'll be there at 8, 9, and 10:30. It is the Sunday that we bid farewell to Bud Proctor as our Virgin property manager. He's not going anywhere. He's just no longer going to be an employee. So don't ask him to do things. After the 10:30 service, we will be having a small reception for him so that we can all express our gratitude. I hope that you can join us then, even if you come to one of the earlier services. Come back around 11:15 or so and join us. And until then, my blessings to you and all those you love and pray for.